Move on now to more news coming in. Afghanistan-based Khama Press has claimed that a series of Pakistani airstrikes on the Barmal district of Paktika province has resulted in the death of at least 15 people, including women and children. With the toll expected to rise, the airstrikes have caused severe civilian casualties and widespread destruction. Taliban has vowed retaliation, claiming the attacks violated their sovereignty as recovery efforts begin. The conflict highlights the fragile nature of Pakistan-Afghanistan relations currently. So the Taliban now reportedly has vowed retaliation after these attacks. They've claimed that these attacks violated their sovereignty. Remember, of course, Pakistan had struck various sites in the Barmal district of Paktika province in Afghanistan. We're learning at least 15 people have been killed in these strikes. These, of course, are the big developments we are tracking for you. Aditya Vadavan is joining us for more on this story. Aditya, reportedly Taliban now vowing retaliation.
Well, exactly, Uday. The Pakistan, the Talibani, the Tehrik-e-Taliban has vowed retaliation for this airstrikes. Meanwhile, the Pakistani, and these attacks have come at a time, when the Taliban is hosting a Pakistani delegation. And it is very surprising that at such a time, Pakistan has conducted airstrikes in which about 15 people have been killed so far. Among these are some of the women and children are also included. So the situation is tense, because both the sides are engaged in a conflict for quite many time. Earlier, even the Pakistani army was, supporting these Talibani terrorists. Now it has been a boomerang on Pakistan that has happened. Now they have started to attack Pakistan. Often there are reports of firing on the border. So it needs to be seen. The situation is very serious at the Pak-Afghan border. It needs to be seen as to how this unfolds in the times to come. Yes, Uday, back to you in the studio.
Absolutely. What was the target of these strikes and what prompted this, Aditya, in the first place?
Well, this can be thought as a routine because there has been a routine fight between the Taliban terrorists and the Pak army on the border. There have been reportedly many times the Taliban terrorists on the other side of the border initiate firing on the Pak army post located at the border, and then what happens is the Pakistani army rangers respond to the unprovoked firing by the Talibani militants. So this is a very usual thing that has been happening for quite some time, where there are many casualties take place, when Taliban fighters start to shoot at the border post, many Pakistani rangers lose their lives. So this can be a sort of a retaliatory.
Aditya, stay with us. Colonel J.S. Sodhi, defense expert, is joining us now on the broadcast. Colonel Sodhi, what do you make now of this, this statement by the Taliban after this incident was reported?
Jai Uday, it's my honor to be on a team channel. Well, Pakistan has done a great blunder by conducting airstrikes on Afghanistan, and now the statement by the Taliban spokesman clearly shows that Taliban government in Afghanistan will not take it lying down, and very soon Pakistan should expect a counter-attack from Taliban. As it is, Uday, we know the relations between the Pakistan government and the Taliban government have been strained over the last few months because of the main issue of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which has the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan terrorists, which the Taliban government openly supports. And more so since decades, Afghanistan has never accepted the Durand line as the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan. So the way the pressures were building up and this blunder which Pakistan has done, well, certainly Pakistan is in for dire straits because Taliban is known to be a very ferocious retaliation attack when it resorts to, and definitely the Taliban government is not going to take it lying down. It will spell a lot of trouble for Pakistan in the next few days.
All right. In fact, Colonel Sodhi, yes, I have to, of course, also ask you about what do you believe prompted these strikes in the first place by Pakistan?
Well, Uday, Pakistan was clearly rattled in the last few months the way the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan was operating freely in Pakistan. Every other day, Pakistani army men, Pakistan security forces, even Chinese citizens were being killed, and thus Pakistan was drawing a lot of international flack, more so from its closest ally, China, which was, feeling the loss of its citizens over a prolonged period. So owing to the international pressure, Pakistan had no option but to strike at the Tehrik-e-Taliban operatives who are hiding in the Taliban region where the airstrikes have taken place. But like I said, despite all this, they shouldn't have done it because Afghanistan is a sovereign country who have a good military, and definitely now the Taliban government is going to strike very hard on Pakistan.
All right, Colonel Suri, appreciate you joining us with your perspective on that big story. And on that note, we're going to slip into a short